Oh, I get you. So you were doing it at the start of
Liquids turn to ban.
No. I did this with good timing.
Yeah.
And then I thought they didn't switch.
Ah.
So I did it again, and then one more time. So I was like, okay, they fucked up. But they didn't. That's why when I decided,
But they got it good,
Newbees
yeah.
turn to ban.
I was like,
Liquids turn to
I just think I
ban.
just whatever.
Newbees turn to pick.
Triple C. Go.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Crystal Maiden.
Liquids turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Treant Lion.
Newbees turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
League's assassin.
Liquids turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Newbees turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Liquids turn to ban. Newbees turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Liquids turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Lion.
5 seconds remaining.
Two big slime seconds.
Newbees turn to pick.
Spectre.
Ba-be-da-bum-ba-dum.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Juggernaut.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Doom.
Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Shadow Fiend.
Liquid's turn to ban.
You're watching the
10
Twitch,
seconds remaining.
Oh, you're on Bulldog's Twitch. Is
I'm
he
on
in?
both. I'm on.
5
Bulldog doing the games
seconds
as well?
remaining.
He's watching.
Reserve time. Newbee's turn to ban.
How many baby, mom?
Dude.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Omni-Knight.
Liquid's turn to pick.
Omni-Night, 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 Omni-Night,
Tinker.
Omni-Night, Tinker. Tinker, 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 tinker. We're good to go. Stop fooling me. You're tricking me. I know we're not live. But this camera shot.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Thank you very much, Paul. And indeed, we're getting ready to go through the second series of the day here at the Kiev Major. We have Team Liquid up against Newbee. I'm ODPixel. I'll be joined by Cinnamon for this best of 3. We've just seen the drafts. It's pretty damn exciting. We've got Liquid going with the global, Matumba Man Spectre, Miracle on the Tinker, and Newbee with their classics. The mid lane, SCCC Shadow Fiend, and the U9 Juggernaut. Who's going to take it, Sin? Who came out on top of this draft?
I like Newbee.
You like Newbee?
Quite on this.
You like the Jug. I mean, back on your team. That every game you played it. Well, you didn't play, but it was played. Your team, you loved it. What is it about Juggernaut?
I think Juggernaut.
What is so safe about this hero?
Yeah, he's a solid hero. There's a couple of things that make it really powerful. It's pretty self-sustainable in lane because it has healing ward and a magic immunity spell. It's all right at pushing towers for the same reasons. It's all right for taking Roshan if you have anything that amplifies him just a bit. He hits pretty hard fairly early in the game. Great base attack time. Yeah, he's just like the whole package. He's a safe pick if you feel like you want to pick a core and you don't know exactly what you're facing yet. He's a good choice. He also peaks pretty early in the game. He can be strong after he's only like level 6 or 7. He's strong. And at the same time, he also scales very well into later on. Just great overall, well-rounded hero.
I mean, scales very well. Does it scale enough against a Tinker and a Spectre?
I think the pick got even better than what Newbee were hoping for that reason. I am very skeptical about this Tinker pick. I'm not really feeling it for 2 reasons. One is the Juggernaut. I think if you're pushing into Tinker, Healing Ward is one of the absolute best things you can have. You obviously can sustain into the March of the Machines because of the Healing Ward. And in addition, they also have Nyx, who is generally a counter pick against Tinker that teams will go for specifically to counter that hero. Newbee had it first phase. So for me, when I look at Liquid's lineup, I see a super greedy lineup where both Spectre and Tinker need a lot of farm and space created for them. And Doom is all right for doing that, but not perfect. And if the early laning stage for Newbee goes well, I think they could take this game by storm. However, if it's even 20-25 minutes in, Liquid's lineup will start to take off. And they've drafted like this in a lot of games, Liquid. They seem like one of the greedier teams in the tournament.
Absolutely, yeah. The mind control Doom, as you said, it's going to be something to watch. Doom, a hero as well. DAC wasn't favored, but I think we saw it in maybe 1 or 2 games, and it just didn't hit it off. What's kind of made it now be a pick that teams are now seriously considering, and people are talking about the fact that this hero can be very strong in certain games?
I think it got a couple of buffs in 7.05, I would say. I'm pretty sure it got some buffs. The talents got better. I believe that was the main thing, if not the only thing for him. The game also slowed down a little bit, which I think favors Doom a little bit more than some other heroes, because he takes some time to build up. You want to get a couple of items with Devour. The fact that a lot of people are building Midas, Doom loves to do that, so that's also good. There's going to be a little bit of a contesting here.
Absolutely. Nice little stun there for GH, allowing KuroKy to grab the bounty rune. And getting a fair bit of harassment down on SCCC as well, bringing him down to half health. But yeah, very nice timing on the Impale from GH.
This is a very good head start mid for Miracle. The fact that this Tango is already on cooldown for the Shadow Fiend. I think this matchup is very volatile. Or overall, Tinker should dominate Shadow Fiend in the first couple of waves until he gets souls. And that's why Kaka's here. They need to make sure.
This. Look, because of Kaka's aggression, he could be in a potentially dangerous position. I say that, though. GH and KuroKy, they've got their eyes on the bigger prize. A lot of harassment onto SCCC as he's trying to make his way up to the high ground. He will be forced to pop the shrine early. Liquid, we'll see how much they want to stick around. GH comes in and makes sure that he doesn't get the full heal out of the shrine. And, I mean, as you said, Kaka was sent there by Newbee to be an issue in the lane, but Liquid, they hit back even harder.
Yeah, this is very unusual to do when your safe lane carries a Spectre. Very rarely do you see this hero stand alone in lane because of how weak it is early on, but it's an off-lane Omni-Knight, so they can probably do it for a little bit. Matumba will need help. If this lane is one-on-one, he will get crushed eventually, but Omni generally starts getting scary for the Spectre around level 2.5, maybe 3. When you get the 2 points in Purification and the 1 point in degen, it gets hard, but they have a little bit of a buffer, so they prioritize giving Miracle a good start here, and more importantly, probably shutting down SCC.
Yeah, and they are setting up to move back down towards the bottom lane. They're coming through the river, waiting for KP to ideally for Liquid move a little further forward. KP will be gone on. He is close enough to the tower to get back to safety, but yeah, very, very high activity from these two supports of Liquid. GH and KuroKy making sure that their presence is felt both down bottom and in the middle lane. Of course, the top lane, the one to be left alone, Mind Control at the moment, is finding a bit of CS. He's, by the looks of it, being able to stay in lane to get the XP as well. This bottom lane, this aggression from Liquid, forcing KP right back to the tier 2s as Matumba Man farms between the tier 1 and the tier 2. Why is it that Liquid could get away with this? Do they just know that Newbee's not going to come in with a response?
KP is losing a lot of experience. So first of all, that's why it's a good play. There was a huge wave coming in, and he only got about a third of the experience because the range creeps died to the tower. They're probably looking over to Newbee. They know this Nyx doesn't have a TP. He was spotted earlier around the mid area. And even should he TP in, Omni Knight is not the best hero at taking advantage of it. And they have Treant and Lion should be able to disengage and get out. I believe they had a TP on Treant. Lion did not have one, but he has boots, so probably imagining that they could get out. Should be said, however, they're spending a lot of time on this, and that's time they're not getting experience themselves, really. The two supports of Liquid are both level 1. Actually, Lion just got his level 2 from the bounty, but Crystal Maiden is closing in on level 3. The Nyx Assassin is also level 2, so slight experience advantage for them in that regard.
Kaka start to come up to the top lane and sit around with Faith and U9. Make sure that the Jug gets the space to CS, and looking at that in the moment, does have the lead on the board, 15-8. But Timberman only a little behind with a 12-1. The mid lane matchup still, of course, with that edge for Miracle, thanks to that early presence of both of his supports in the lane. No one yet to have their blood spilt. As much as Liquid would have loved to have found some action to do so, GH and Kuroki presence-wise, they're kind of sitting back down on this bottom lane now. So I guess just really emphasizing the fact that they want to get into the man this far. They look towards KP, but again, the fact that he's now level 3, it's a hard target to bring down.
Their lane doesn't really have that good kill potential on him, especially if there's a TP rotation. But they need to try to put whatever pressure they can on him so Matumba can CS freely. They do manage to push him away a little bit here once again. I think this is an Omni Knight with, this is level 2 Maiden Aura? No, not just yet. We're going to see if he skills it level 3. I would imagine most Maidens go 0-1-2 build. That is a big buff for Omni Knight to have. The Arcane Aura makes a very big difference for him. Actually, it's going to be a Nova point for Faith, so only level 1 Aura.
Karka did come across. Kuroki was hoping to steal the bounty rune, but unsuccessful. Miracle will manage to pick himself up a haste rune from up top. So we'll see if he sees any opportunity to utilize in the mid lane. Does have to be careful with both Kaka and Faith hanging around now with SCCC.
This is such a difficult kill, though, with the haste. They have to chain the Nyx stun into... Oh,
he's getting very greedy. He just hastes up to the high ground. Miracle just not playing in a sense of awareness that these supports were going to be sitting there and massively overestimating what he could get away with that haste rune sin.
Yeah, that's one of those things where it's a bit difficult when you see both teams fog and war at the same time. He had absolutely no vision on the high ground there, so just a super aggressive play, and Newbee took advantage of their own ward that they have on the Radiant side of that cliff to get a good read on what Miracle might be doing and effectively just baiting SCC, and that's big, this kill.
Absolutely. I mean, this Shadow Fiend now, you know, he's level with the CS and Miracle, has that first blood in his pocket as well. SCCC is going to be loving life. And as you mentioned, you know, Liquid supports, they were active early. Now it's starting to stagnate what they can do in terms of kill potential, and they are just staying down here on the bottom lane. And even with that in mind, Kaka actually making a go onto Matumba Man. The infused range drop will help Matumba just a little bit. Faves there as well. And GH, he's going to be the one to get surrounded. And Newbee, again with these rotations, pick up a second kill.
Faith might die here. That was really close. Oh, 3 HP. That's siege creep. Very close. Does get out though. Yeah. This, oh, man. Oh, whoa.
1v1. They both bring each other down. Miracle will get the experience though. And of course the extra bit of gold bounty with the fact that he was bringing down SCCC, who already picked up that kill.
That's a very big win for Miracle getting this kill. Super close as well.
Yeah.
When these two heroes both reach level 5, there's so much burst potential in both of them. Raindrop is good for both of them as well, so you need to take a lot of things into account here in that matchup.
And very far, I believe, making the difference there for Miracle.
Oh, he had one?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, this mid lane has definitely been the lane to watch so far. Newbee, of course, managing to get the kill first on Miracle, but when you turn it around like this, generally the way it should be, you know, if your mid lane gets a kill, it should be under control unless it gets counter ganked. But if this manages to happen, Miracle's just pulled back a full advantage in this lane, and now he's bullying SCC out, when generally level 5 is when Shadow Fiend starts feeling safe here. Just double raise the wave, go to the jungle and farm a bit, but Miracle is playing ultra aggressively on him here in the mid.
Supports, we'll see what they have for Newbee, Faith and Kaka. On the high ground, are smoked up. We'll see if they are able to get a jump. Liquid themselves do have GH and Kuroki
Good
also
position
around.
on GH, very nice.
Dispelling the smoke, Kaka tries to go for the stun, but GH is there with the quicker reactions, and Miracle comes across with a burst. And at the end of the day, the smoke results in Liquid themselves securing another kill for Miracle.
That's just an excellent read. The perfect positioning from GH, perfect stun, and of course combining it with the Tinker. The Trend actually didn't even need to be there at the end of the day, but yep. Nicely spotted by Liquid. They're going to use their own smoke to go up to top now. I feel like this kill is definitely possible if they get Doom off. The question is if U9 is even going to give Doom the chance to cast that spell, because I feel like Doom could solo him as well almost.
They're actually going to be able to find the CM instead. It's the easier kill, by no means the one that would have been ideal, but it will be something. But the good news, of course, for Newbee means that gives them the info to get the Jug out of there, and U9 to avoid a potentially fatal gank.
Yep. Still looking at the CS. I'm glancing at that a bit. The Newbee lineup are getting a lot out of the laning stage. I feel like this is the price Liquid will have to pay in this game just by virtue of how greedy their lineup is. Their supports can't be everywhere at once. And Spectre needs help. The Tinker mid will probably get out.
But look at this down bottom as well. KP forces Matuma to TP out of the lane because of the fact that the supports, they are looking elsewhere and they're not remaining with the Spectre.
It's not getting easier either. This Omni is level 7 and Matumba has no health regen in lane. So if he goes down, gets purified twice, he's dead.
And they will go for the quick corner up on the top lane because Doomsby jumped up, but this could be kind of bad news for Matumba. He will jump himself back out of there. Looks like he wanted to try and come in to help Mind Control turn it, but it just didn't happen. And Newbee picking up the 4th kill. Again, their support rotations now seeming to be a little stronger between Kaka and Faith.
This last minute for Matumba sucks when that happens on your Spectre. This is really, really bad for him. He loses a good like 10, 12, 15 CS on having to TP back to base, run all the way down to lane. And not only that, he also stayed in base using the Haunt, like you said.
Look at this down bottom, Sin. They really want to punish KP. He was just diving the towers. I don't think he expected Mind Control to be there as well. They'll go in with the 4-man movement onto the Omni
They
Knight.
need this kill on Spectre. Oh, he didn't get it.
Mind Control gets it. Yeah. But Tumba Man really needs that pickup to climb him back in. At the moment, he's on the same net worth as Mind Control, and that's not ideal.
It definitely, I mean, it's a bit deceptive when it's Doom, but because he gets the Devour bonus gold, but still, it was a 3-on-1 in theory bottom lane they could have chosen. Like, this is a choice by Liquid. Matumba hasn't played awful. That's not why he has low farm. But his supports have left him alone a lot, and that's just how this lane is going to go. Like, if you leave him alone against Omni Knight, he will suffer a bit. So Liquid has made the investment of putting a bit more into the Miracle basket and try to get him fast travels, as well as utilizing Mind Control top. I would say overall, I would have liked them to put a little more emphasis on Matumba Man's lane in this game. But generally, Spectre is fairly good at coming back as long as the early game isn't like, completely abysmal. If your other heroes can set you up for a couple of Haunt kills, you're back in there. It's going to TP top, actually. There's a Nyx farming up here, so Matumba Man probably feels fairly safe being here for a bit. But essentially, this should sacrifice their bottom tower. He doesn't have Haunt yet.
Yeah, Liquid need to be very careful how they go about trying to hold this. U9 has rotated into the bottom lane. Newbee with 4 members
as well. This can get really, really nasty.
I believe they should see him have picked him up because he picked it straight up from the bottom rune spot and they had the vision out. So they should be aware that SCCC is coming down looking for the invis plays. GH is trying to play it safe. It's as if he kind of knows, but it doesn't matter. He will get the Hex off, but almost certainly will go down with Faith and KP chasing him. One raise should do it, and SCCC finds the kill, and Newbee will get the space to bring down the safe lane tier 1 of Liquids.
And it's at the cost of very little. Their mid tower is full HP, Kaka got level 6 top and he's just there, and that's, again, greed is really the name of the game here for Liquid. They don't have any pushing power, they need to farm a lot before they come online, and I think they've played a pretty solid early game. Oh, Kuroki being annoying.
This top lane, look, Kaka comes straight in with the Vendetta gank, and bam, KP with the burst brings down the Spectre. A great use there of Kaka first hitting that level 6 and making sure that the first kill is a big one.
Matumba might have felt a bit safe because U9 was TPing and got cancelled by Kuro. So he was like, okay, that was the rotation they were trying to make, was using the Juggernaut ultimate to kill me top, and it got cancelled, and then he gets killed by something else. Newbee are looking very good in this game right now. It's
very tight.
It's tough. In a way, I feel like Liquid drafted this, and they cannot possibly expect to win the early game. I think if you pick these heroes and you think you're going to stomp your opponent in the first 15 minutes, you're a bit naive. Like, it doesn't really seem plausible to think that. So they've got to play it slow. They've got to get a couple of key items. And more important than anything, in my opinion, they need to make sure Matumbaman gets to play Dota. Like, they can't just sacrifice their Spectre as hard as they have so far and continue doing so. If they do that, then every single time Doom is off cooldown, they need to kill with Doom. And right now, Mind Control is running around the jungle with Doom available, and he's not able to fight just now. He actually has 8 sticks, so he could rotate in. But all 3 cores are farming more than anything else. The problem is they're not farming more than their opponents.
That's true. I mean, they do have good ways to set up for Matumba to join in. You know, Miracle did get the 11-minute timing on the bots. Very good on this Tinker. And of course, with the build, he has got the 3 points in Rocket, so a lot of burst. So if he sees the opportunity to bots in, bring him down low, absolutely, you know, Matumba can jump in and find himself in those kills. So they do have routes to bring Matumba out of this slump that he's kind of come out of from the early game. But it's certainly looking tough for them, especially with just the size that both SCCC and U9 are getting to at this point. At over 5k in net worth, the farm is just not stopping for these 2 cores.
Yeah, they did get their level 6 on the Lion now, Liquid did. So probably going to be looking to utilize that right away. I think that's how Liquid have to play their lineup. When their big ultimates are off cooldown, you got to go and make something happen with them instead of just sitting back. It's worth noting that Train's level 5, 13 minutes in. And Lion, I believe, did use the Tome of Knowledge, so Newbee's supports are far ahead on experience. Crystal Maiden is level 6.5. Nyx is level 7 from taking the top lane that little bit. And it just gives Newbee that much more play potential than what we're seeing coming out of Liquid right now. And they're going to utilize it as it looks like right away. They're going to smoke, head up to top. If this plays successful, that's a tower. Great scan from the Dire here. They could bait KP in if they want to, but I think they'd rather have someone else get Doom.
But that kind of scan could be a bit of a false one because they know that Mind Control is already there. So maybe just expecting him to be on his own and him to be the only one to hit it. Liquid are going to come in for the fight. Spike and the Finger with the Rockets will take the first kill. The healing was out for Newbee as well as the Omni ult. They'll try and fight back into this one. Matumba's actually continuing to chase. They did get the Doom out onto the SF, but the first heal will pop him back up. Looks towards Kuroki. They'll get a kill in return, Newbee. They'll keep U9 safe as he Blade Fury's back behind the tower. Matumba now has to be careful on the retreat. Miracle on the sideline, still with a pretty full tank of mana. Seeing if he can maybe find U9 low, bring SCCC down very low with the March and Machines. SCCC will be able to walk out, but Miracle pays with his life at that attempt. Kaka hunts him down with the Impale. And at the end of the day, Newbee gets it all. And KP, I mean, he's going to be turning into a carry Omni at this rate with the amount of kills he's racking up.
Yeah, he's getting very rich.
1,200 on top of Midas at 14 minutes in. At top of the network, this Omni Knight's in. It's going to be pretty disgusting.
This was exceptional positioning from Kuro, by the way. I want to point that out. Like, the reason this smoke doesn't work out better for Newbee is that Kuro is in the perfect part of the tree line, breaks their smoke, gives them a good read to start off by insta-killing the CM. But it still wasn't enough. They still get a 2-for-1 trade-off here to Newbee.
Yeah, and that was one of the attempts they really needed to make work. As you mentioned, you know, reveal of the Finger. Maybe with this deep play, they can punish it. U9 will be able to get himself away. The healing wall was already out. They get the dust onto Kaka. Let's see if they can chase down the Nyx Assassin at least as Newbee continues to back up. And now with the stick charges, Kaka is going to survive for the time being. Faith turns around with a Frostbite onto Kuroki. He's surrounded. The Purification and the crit for U9 bursting down. And again, Liquid struggling to find these kills on this top lane, and Newbee just hitting back that little bit harder with that lead that they were able to gain from the lanes.
I think they really need to give Kuro level 6. I understand that he's trying to be very selfless on this tree and let all his cores take farm, but imagine that play top where they go for the smoke. If Kuro is level 6, it's a totally different story. Yeah, that might be a disaster for Newbee, but they're missing that key piece in their lineup that is that AoE control, because all of the other heroes don't really provide. I feel like GH has been landing pretty much almost the best stuns he can at every single play, but the follow-up isn't there. They could doom someone, well, he runs away. Like, nobody's going to stop him from running away. They can just heal him, repel him, and he's good. And if it's the Omni getting doomed, he's a pretty difficult kill. He has good backup.
And now at this point, KP with a Hood of Defiance, I'm starting to question if they can kill him at all. I mean, where's the physical? It's all magical, it's all burst. This Omni Knight is literally just going to be able to walk onto the front lines, save whoever else is being gone on, and get out of there.
Yeah, more or less.
It's so hard to fight into this 5-mana Newbee now if you're Liquid.
Absolutely. They need to buy some serious time right now. Matumba looks to be going straight for Radiance after this Urn. I think it's probably the right choice in this game. The thing is, once again, it's a big step. It's a big chunk of money that he needs to get, and this map is not safe, especially not if they lose this mid-tier 1. The top tier 1 for Liquid still looking all right. Kuro obviously maxing out that living armor is going to help a lot. But Newbee, with any successful gank in the mid area, they take the tower from 100 to 0 more than likely with healing wards. So scary times ahead here for Team Liquid. Newbee, on the other hand, are maxing out hard. They have such a big lead already in this game.
Yeah, all three of their cores in the perfect position in terms of net worth and farm. SCCC into the Dragon Launch. Yasha looking towards the Manta.
They're actually pushing bottom without Omni Knight. This could be an opportunity for Liquid.
And they do have Haunt back up. Finger as well. They have the big ultimates, Liquid. It's kind of all about, really, at the moment, closing that gap. And, of course, with no Blink Daggers online yet, that's very hard to do so against Newbee's lineup.
Newbee
Lots of ways they can react to it.
This ward is so good for Newbee right now. The one behind the tower, they have all the information in the world. So just keep going here. And somebody from Liquid has to go in the Shadow Field, else this tower will fall. They have healing ward, they have
But how
heal.
do you get on him? How do you even close this gap?
You don't pick these heroes. That's pretty much the way you get on him right now. I don't think they have a choice. This tower's gone. And they can't really trade. That's the issue. Like you saw, for example, in the Mouse Sports game we just saw against IG. When IG were pushing as 5-man and Mouse didn't want to fight them, they split pushed and took another tower or put some pressure elsewhere.
Exactly. I mean, which of these heroes hits the tower?
Nobody can push this tower right now. So Liquid have to, again, play it slow. And that will eventually mean in this game they're more than likely going to be down 5 digits on gold. It could even be a 15,000 lead. And then they have to win by massively outplaying. And
We'll get the dust out here onto the Nyx Assassin with the burst of the finger, bringing him down low. But Kaka pops the stick charges, turns around with the stun. GH is blown up. They will lose the Nyx Assassin. So Liquid gets the 1-for-1. They've got the vision on Kuroki though. The sentry's out. Doom will be dropped onto SCCC. Can Liquid dive for this? Miracle, he'd love to find it, but Man getting the vision here on the front lines with the Horn, looking a massive kill, bringing down the Shadow Fiend, but now Mind Control. Stuck under the tower, takes an Omni Slash to the face. Newbee will find the trade. Miracle does manage to make sure the numbers end up favoring Liquid with the final third kill of the fight on the side of Newbee. So a 3-for-2, numbers going the way of Liquid, and the fact that they bring down that SF is absolutely worth it. Big money and big games for Man.
Play from Matumba here, getting out with so little health, instantly earning, identifying that he can get in and killing the Shadow Fiend and still survive once again after. That was a 735 gold kill for him.
And look, he's very close to the Relic now.
Relic
3k gold in the bank now.
This is exactly what needs to happen for Liquid's lineup. So they're completely identifying what risks they're taking with their draft and what they need to do to get themselves into a good position. And that way, more of that stuff will put them back in the game. I don't think it's enough yet that we can say they've recovered, but it's a step for them in the right direction for sure. Relic for Spectre will be a big deal. Oh, well, Radiance will be a big deal.
Yes.
Securing the Relic, so
yeah,
even if you die,
yeah,
is going to be helpful. And it puts pressure on the opponent when they see that Relic. It stresses you out a bit. Spectre is one of the few heroes where that item has such a massive impact when you pick it up that you start maybe worrying about it a bit. But at the same time, I look at this Newbee lineup and I see a lot of good heroes against Spectre still. I think Omni Knight is pretty good. Sure, you can get a defusal eventually, but until that point, Omni keeps your heroes nice and safe. Despite Carapace from Nyx against Radiance, guaranteed stun on the Spectre.
Sure. I mean, this Nyx is, as you already mentioned, with the way that it's used to catch the Tinker. There's a lot of strength for this Nyx this game. Kaka has already been having a very, very much felt impact. And Newbee will be able to secure themselves Roshan. And I mean, even if Liquid knew that was there, there's kind of no way they can contest that, is there? With Haunt unavailable, they just can't fight Newbee at this stage.
Yeah, without Haunt and Doom, they don't stand a chance, I think. So they have to concede it. And once again, the problem is they get nothing in return.
Kuroki manages to TP straight out under the noses there. All the stuns already used. So Kuroki in a situation that looked like he was almost certainly going to die.
I'm very surprised by this build on the Crystal Maiden. I don't think I've seen this for an eternity. It feels like I'm being brought back in time when people thought Freezing Field was a bad spell. Like, honestly, I think almost every single game you want to skill a point in this ability. Not necessarily level 6, but I would say pre-10, just because situations may arise where you can get a good Freezing Field, and if nothing else, if you draw a stun on yourself, it's a stun that doesn't go on a core. Like, you become a way bigger threat in the fight So personally, not that big a fan of this, not skilling Freezing Field. He even took his magic resistance talent over it for now. I would really like to see that Freezing Field come out for Faith. I feel like there's been 2 or 3 situations already where he could have made a big difference with that ultimate point.
Top lane Newbee will get the push together with the healing ward, take down a tier 1.
Maybe it's next on the menu, I think. Yeah, it's got to be.
Just take out these easier towers.
Natsu's Radiance is almost up, so very good
top
comeback.
lane, look at this here with the Hex Doom initiation, bringing Kaka down low. He should definitely go with the rocket flying through for Miracle, secures the kill, and mind control straight out with the TP. It's a pure, very, very clean pickup.
Clutch on the rocket there. That was very, very close to Omni saving him with a TP into heal. Nyx even moved downward toward the Omni to receive the heal, but the rocket was a bit too fast. So they get another pick here. This one went the way of Miracle, who is now closing in on his Aether Lens. Still, more build-up to go. We're more than likely going to see an Aghanims this game. NewBee's lineup is kind of destined to group up a bit in fights. And obviously having that bouncing laser against 2 physical damage cores is great. Unfortunately, one of them will have Repel a lot of the time. And the other one will have a BKB, but I still think it might be the way to go. I'm worried for Liquid that if Miracle doesn't take a damage route, they won't have enough punch to kill heroes. He's actually planning Dagon. Okay, that's also good.
Mid lane mind control being gone on here, lead in with the Frostbite. Omni drops as well. Make sure that U9 guarantees the kill. And Newbee as a whole, the tier 1 tower in the mid lane. No interest for Liquid to fight with their Doom down. We'll back off. And I mean, imagine with this newly found Radiance, do Liquid want to fight ASAP, or can they afford to wait for a certain other pickup before they then look to fight?
I don't think they win a 5-on-5 flat team fight where the teams are both in position and NewBee have an Aegis. Okay. I don't see it happening. The Omni Knight has a pipe, they have Healing Ward, and as mentioned, they have the Aegis. It's really a game changer to get this Radiance, but I don't think it's enough just yet. Oh, Matumba, very nice switching off the Radiance here. Probably kept him alive.
Absolutely did.
Carapace couldn't proc him, and he does get a good read from him. And Assassin's Faith could hear me. He skilled his ulti on the mate. Now I'm happy. Now I can be at ease.
There we go. Gets 11. I imagine, yeah, we'll pick up the second point at 12.
Not necessarily.
You don't think so?
That's something I'm a bit more uncertain about, because the spell is so expensive. It's 200 mana cost per level, so if he skills his ulti level 2, he can't even cast all 3 of his spells. It is a good skill point. It's like the spell scales well, but you need more items than this to make it work. I think he keeps it level 1 and goes for the Glimmer. If you level it up to level 2, you can't cast it.
Top lane, Newbee, again with these pushes. It looks like at the moment Liquid just avoiding these tier 2 defenses.
Yeah, it's the right choice. I think this is difficult. Tinker can try to delay it a little bit, but eventually this Shadowking Manta style will pierce through the living armor.
Liquid, look when we're here with this smoke. They've dropped the sentry. Kaka on the high ground realizes that he has been spotted. Immediate D-ward. Now Liquid themselves have to be careful. Miracle TPing across to the shrine. Kuroki looking for a potential lead in, getting in a good play for the overgrowth. Gets it onto one with a finger. Coming through, bringing Faith down low. They'll find the Crystal Maiden. The Doom has been dropped on the Omni. Great Doom, making sure the KP is limited this fight. The burst from Miracle secures Liquid the second kill in the tree line though. U9 manning up against Matuma Man. SCCC looking to line up the raises. Doesn't need to at the end of the day. U9 hits the crit. They will lose the Spectre, Liquid. 2 for 1. Liquid maybe seeing if they could go in for anything more. They're healing up by the shrine. They've still got 4 versus the 3 of Newbee.
There's still Omni Slash available. They need to be careful here.
Got to blink back. And I believe, yeah, that they are just going to avoid this now. So a 2 for 1, but they do lose Matumba. But the Omni Knight still is a big kill considering the start that KP's had in this game.
Yeah, it's crucial that they get Doom out on him here at Mind Control. Unfortunately, that for him, that is a 100-second cooldown still to go. So if Newbee want to, they could go and push a lane still. Their Aegis is on cooldown, however, so maybe they will decide not to do that. Play it a bit slower. But Liquid are starting to get a decent foothold in this game at this point. Like
they're certainly slowing down the lead that Newbee was creating.
They got the about 10k deficit. They actually managed to stay above that, or below, I guess you should say, from the graphics above. And they're within a decent reach here. Liquid's lineup scales incredibly well super late into the game. Spectre and Tinker, 2 of the fiercest heroes when they have full inventories later on. And they have a good supporting cast around it, so I could definitely see this working out for Liquid if they take another fight of this type, where they get the Doom on the Omni Knight, control the fight nicely, take advantage of the fact that they had superior vision in the area, or at least had the Shrine advantage. they should be able to pull out more fights of this type.
Two of Newbee's cores going to be a little more elusive in these fights, though, with both U9 and KP finishing off their Blink Daggers. So it will be that little harder for Mind Control to get in and drop that Doom if he's quick on the fingers. KP, top lane Matumba, bringing the tier 1 down very low. We are going to see Newbee head over, and Newbee will have the chance to pick up a DD if they so wish, and indeed SCCC with the double damage in his hands. Unlikely to see, and unlikely to see Liquid anyway look for a fight, as you mentioned, with what, Doom, 10 seconds until it's back. They do have Horn. Finger, is that also going to be there? 20 seconds for the Finger. So
yep.
Very much still at the point where they are reliant on having these big spells to be able to play around the fact that Newbee do just have the greater amount of items at hand.
I also like the way Liquid approached the fight in general, that they tried to kill this Maiden instantly. I think it's a good choice just because she's a so much easier target than everyone else, and they can quickly burst her with Tinker and Lion combined.
And look at this up top, they knew GH was in the neighborhood.
Getting that kind of man advantage is key. If this Crystal Maiden doesn't get under control for Team Liquid, at any point in time, a good freezing field from the tree line could cause a massive amount of problems for them. So they just get rid of that issue right away, doom the Omni Knight, then deal with the cores later. Because I think if Liquid go on one of these tanky cores first, it's going to be an absolute disaster. The Shadow Fiend is still a really big guy. Juggernaut is spawned as well. Healing Ward deployed.
Liquid with all ults available. It would be kind of a question to see if they do go for the same movement they went for before in this situation and wrap around through the jungling spot on the side. They're thinking about it. They are smoked up. They did manage to get the ward control, so they know that this area is fairly safe. But it is a similar trick to what they tried before.
Omni has way better positioning this time and a Blink Dagger. It makes it
They're
so
prepared
much
for the
harder.
same sort of move.
Yeah, they definitely are. You see the hero standing on the left. If Liquid had this high ground ward that Newbee have, the Tinker ward on the left, this could be a different story, because then they could still Blink Doom the Omni.
Ooh, are they going to get the Doom on Mind Control? Tried, and even though the Blink out was there, he'll still find the range to grab the Doom. A brilliant stun comes out onto 3, though, from GH. He will die. Is it going to be enough to allow his team to secure the fight? Jump forward from Miracle will be held back by the Spike Carapace, but they've already brought down 2. There's the Yules trying to protect himself. Miracle gets the burst off in time. They will find the third, but again, it's a 3-for-3 trade. Newbee were able to find 3 back in return, bringing down Miracle, one of the bigger ones. Overall, the gold will favor the side of Newbee, keeping both SCCC and U9 alive. They will still get the tower. In the tree line, GH, he's actually been found out here by U9 as they blink in to the side. They did have, I believe, the Tinker ward as such on that high ground. And that did manage to secure Newbee another kill. So again, these fights, they are close, but it is still Newbee just getting the upper hand each and every time, getting the objectives and keeping Liquid on the back foot.
And this is not bad execution from Liquid at all. I think
look at this replay.
Super good. The instant Blink Doom from Mind Control here. Even though the Omni blinks, he gets it off. They get a great stun from GH on 3 heroes. The Requiem, however, did still come out and lowers Liquid's damage just enough that they can't kill off the heroes too quickly. Probably keeps Nyx alive, as a matter of fact, in this fight. And then, well, Miracle will get the trade-off. Close call.
There we have him. Very, very composed. There's CCC. As he survives yet another team fight with his team. I mean, look at the SF Lemonades, 6-2-7. Very impressive. Top of the net worth board. And U9, of course, still yet to die this game on the jug.
Kuro is...
Now, it should be a freebie. Faith comes out with the freezing field. Kaka has the control.
That is a really unlucky freezing field.
It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. There we go. The man at the moment, SCCC, coming in for the glory with the raise. Stop to the high ground. A second kill for the Shadow Fiend. Just as we were talking about him, he comes up to show his prowess. Level 22 as well now. And Newbee should be able to easily secure themselves the Roche and really keep this lead against Liquid.
This is one of those moments where you just call, my bad, you know, S3N. You're out of position, you get caught. I don't know who made the call there, but this Lion death is completely unnecessary. Like, the tree end is dead. Lion was maybe tempting to save him because he got living armor up, but risk reward, realistically, will this tree end get away against multiple Blink Dagger heroes, and will Lion put himself in danger? No and yes. So they get a little bit of a freebie. Of course, Lion has the respawn talent, very nice talent. So comes back alive immediately, but still a bit of extra gold in Newbee's pockets. They get a free Roche. This tower will also fall more than likely. Liquid are not able to defend it. I think Shadow Fiend has also now hit a threshold where his Manta Illusions deal enough damage to destroy living armor. That makes a very big difference for his pushing prowess.
Look at this down bottom, Kaka hunting down Matumba, setting up for the fact that U9's coming over. They do have a horn, he's not going to try and use it to get out, gets instantly bashed up as well by U9.
Godlike now.
Yeah, this man, 905, it's been an incredibly smooth performance on the Juggernaut on this main stage here at the Kiev Major. No faltering whatsoever from the carry of Newbee, U9.
And Nyx
incredibly
is
terrifying.
This is what we talked about pre-game, that Nyx can be so good against this type of hero like Tinker and the Spectre with Radiance. Despite Carapace there gives them the kill on that Spectre. And I think Matumba Man is hesitating to haunt because he doesn't really know where he can go anyway.
Well, that's the thing.
If he haunts into the team, he also dies.
Yeah,
so.
and he's not going to have it for the inevitable defense that they're going to have to pull together here, Liquid, as Newbee take the final tier 2 and move up to the high ground. Can they stall? They have Tinker. Miracle still in a pretty good place, but the leading Rakaka not going to catch the stun onto GH. Control turns around with the Infernal Blade, trying to force that Triple C back. It's all about this Tinker high ground control. Is it going to be enough to stop Newbee?
This is why Healing Ward is absolutely amazing against Tinker. Most other lineups have to go back here. But no problem for Newbee. They even have the Omni Knight heal to back it up as well. And this tower will fall as it looks. Liquid can't put together a defense in time. And this might just be retreat and take shrines time for Newbee. Build that lead even further. I think they're up to about 15k soon. Yeah, looks like it. And this, bottom shrine will probably be first on the menu. No, actually, they're gonna go for the top one with a haste rune. They have plenty of time left on their Aegis, so I would imagine they want to try to break these racks with it.
Ooh, look at this though, Liquid coming out of the base, hot on the heels of Newbee.
This will not end well if they run up the high ground.
This is incredibly risky here from the side of Team Liquid. High risk and questionable how high the reward could potentially be. Kaka comes down, lands the stun onto Kuroki. They'll pop the haunt, mind control, jumping up to the high ground, looking for the Doom, will find the Omni Knight. Faith gets bursted as Miracle bots it in. As Triple C gets off the Requiem, mind control pots the BKB, trying to get on the retreat, but the Skadi slows him down. Omni Slash comes through from U9. Matumba Man's chopped down. Liquid, they've lost 3. Miracle just trying to get himself out of there. He should be fine. Will actually turn, take the kill on Kaka. Blinks out just in time before U9 gets the damage through. So they do get a couple of Newbee, but it costs them the big bucks. Matumba Man going down again. Mind control loses his life. I mean, as you said yourself, Sin, going into that was a very risky player and almost certainly a desperate one now from Liquid.
Yeah, and now the problem is they have cooldown on both Doom and Haunt again. They didn't get the Aegis, and Newbee's heroes are about to spawn. The kill on Nyx is actually pretty important that Miracle gets that in the end, because else the full lineup of Newbee would be ready to go high ground in a moment. Oh, GH finds a courier.
Ooh,
the classic courier snipe with 4 attacks from Lion.
That was a very, very heavy bit of cargo as well.
Oh, double crit!
I mean, dude, that's worth it. That courier had the complete Monkey King bar on Fresh Triple C. So
yeah,
that's something.
Huge.
You absolutely throw away your life as a Lion for that one.
He got really unlucky though. That's a bit sad, you know. The automatic taunt that starts when you kill the courier and then Juggernaut blinks on you, double crits you. It's a bit frustrating. But yeah, I think he'll still take that. You know, he also has some respawn talent on Lion, so he's back alive. Now, what do Newbee do? Did that distract them enough and buy enough time that this Aegis will actually expire before they go high?
And will it be enough time before Haunt's going to be about there? What, 30 seconds still for Haunt? It says the Doom that's the longer one, 50 seconds for that. And we've seen how in these fights where they've kind of got the even trains.
Matumba, he's stuck.
He's turned the Radiance off though.
Oh, they saw him get stuck in here. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, no.
Oh, he does have buyback, but Matumba indeed getting set back.
That is
the umpteenth time
unlucky.
This game.
So he basically threw a dagger and he wanted to move out to the left while he was still under phasing, and the phasing expired. And because he got stuck here in the tree line, he couldn't get back on the dagger because he doesn't have a Quelling Blade. So couldn't regain his phasing, didn't have TP ready, didn't have Haunt ready, and if he haunts, he dies anyway. That is a big death.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It's another 40 seconds now for
Newbee.
They will just go.
This out.
Sure, they don't have Aegis anymore, but, well, we can force a Spectre buyback at the very least.
And even if the Spectre does buy back, they're probably going to still stick around. As Newbee just massive at this stage of the game. 36 minutes in, up to the high ground. It'll be a very easy mid-set of racks, almost certainly. Fortification will slow them down momentarily, but no reason for Newbee to back off as they'll take out the middle lane from Team Liquid. No buyback used, of course. No point, no chance of saving those middle racks. So a little bit of a highlight. The buyback potential will be there for next time. But it really is questionable that even 2 lives of a Spectre at this stage in the position that the Timmerman's in will be enough against NewBee's lineup.
Yeah, NewBee have multiple options now. They could chill a bit, wait for next Roche, or if they feel like they have the right itemization now to go high ground, they could try to force a lane. And the third option is, of course, Nick scouts, tries to find Tinker or Spectre once again. And if they can connect anyone with that and find a kill, that could give them just a free high ground attempt. One option to set that up is to get Boots of Travel and another hero. I think that's something they might look into. Shadow Fiend actually has them. Juggernaut could be coming up for him. I think he'd rather just max himself out first, though. Let's see what NewBee want to do. Do they have a smoke? There's a line being drawn. Looks like they don't want to smoke for it. They're just going to scout. They think Liquid might be
smoke in the
aggressive.
backpack of Faith.
Yeah. They think Liquid might be post aggressively because they're probably thinking to themselves, what will we do if we're Liquid right now? We know we're losing the game. How do we get back in the game? Is by making an aggressive play, but Liquid aren't making that move. And therefore this scan from NewBee a bit wasted. Of course, a missed scan still gives information. They know they can move down here and push. So
here's the area of safety. And yeah, there we are. Lincoln Sphere complete for KP. He himself can be even more untouchable in these team fights.
That is a big problem. This Doom has nothing to break it with.
Just more and more kills for NewBee as Kuro caught out once again. Manta style has been complete by the Timmerman. GH is just going to hold his breath here in the tree line and will indeed TP himself back to base. 30 seconds without the tree. No buyback on Kuro. And NewBee ready to hunt and look for that second set of racks as they move down on this bottom lane. Timmerman pushing out middle, has the Haunt available, ready for the fight if it kicks off, and it almost certainly will. And certainly needs to if Liquid want to have an attempt at holding on to this game.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What do they do? Where do you make the jump? As you mentioned earlier, the healing ward's so powerful for NewBee here in these pushes. You've got to get someone jumping in, removing that. You've got to get someone jumping in, disabling KP. Kaka, he's got to be held back. So many different threats that have come together now for NewBee's lineup. And it really just seems like Liquid do not have the answers to nearly enough of what they have. Mind control, goes to the jump in. Doom, I believe the Lincoln's Fit did block it. No, he held on to get, yeah, he didn't get it off. KP walks it away. They will manage to kill the Shadow Fiend, but the Omni Slash comes through from U9, cleans up Matumba. Mind control as well. There'll be a buyback from GH on the high ground. The Miracle has been surrounded. He'll buy back, but is Faith picking up a triple kill on the Crystal Maiden as NewBee will find this second set of racks. Liquid with 3 men down, none of these with that buyback available, so NewBee will simply move across and look for the Megas as this one looks to be potentially all but over, Cinderin.
Yeah, I think, you know, Liquid go for this play. I think they have to. They have to try to jump them there. There's just so many odds stacked against them. And of course, I do believe the Doom was used on the Lincolns. I think they hadn't spotted it that the Omni Knight had it. It's a mistake. It can happen. Not ideal, obviously. I think they did have a couple of chances to click the Omni and see it, but didn't manage. And now Mega Creeps favoring NewBee. Looking very solid in this game, number one. I did have them massively favored based on draft, and the game kind of went the way I was expecting. A couple of bumps along the road, though. Liquid made some good moves. I really think Liquid are pretty damn good at setting fights up with what they have.
GG's good. So they can't hold on to the Megas here. Liquid will tap out here in the game one. And yeah, as you mentioned, just NewBee, you're looking on another level on this first game today, to be fair. But from the draft to the play, it was just not, it didn't seem anywhere close for Liquid.
Now, Liquid need to, again, the bright sides for me in this game that I need to point out for them is they have a good ability to play multiple flank fights. Like, the fights they took were actually pretty damn good. They were just too hard to take, but the execution was good. Their movement in